Good morning, students. This is Rajkumar Reddy, Mathematics faculty. Today in this session, we are going to continue the introduction part of lines and angles, part 2. In the previous session, we have discussed about some basic definitions and name of the angles according to the measure, and relation between the angles with a particular degree, sum of two angles. If they are 90, they are complementary, 180 supplementary, and regarding adjacent angles and so on. Now today we are going to discuss some axioms and theorems present in this chapter. Linear pair axiom. You know that if sum of two angles equals to 180, they are supplementary. If both supplementary angles are adjacent to each other, then those pair is called as a linear pair. For example, angle x plus angle y equal to 180 degrees, and angle x is adjacent to angle y, their angle x and y are linear pair. When the sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degrees, then they are called as a linear pair of angles. You can see in this example, AOC and BOC are linear pair because AB is a straight line and OC is a ray falls on a straight line. Then if AB is a straight line, sum of all angles on a straight line equal to 180 degrees, and OC is a ray, making a AOC and BOC two angles which are adjacent with OC as a common arm. Therefore, AOC and BOC are supplementary as well as adjacent. So they are called as linear pair. If a ray stands on a line, then the sum of two adjacent angles so formed is 180 degrees. If the sum of two adjacent angles is 180 degrees, then a ray stands on a line, that is the non-common arms forms a line. For example, here we don't know that AB is a line, but we have a data that angle AOC plus angle BOC equal to 180 degrees, then non-common arms for these both angles are AO and BO, which forms a straight line. That is, AB is a straight line if angle AOC plus angle BOC equal to 180 degrees. Now we will discuss about a transversal and two lines. A line which intersects two or more lines at distinct points is called a transversal. Here line L is a transversal of the lines M and N respectively. Now if a line L intersects M and N at P and Q respectively, then four angles are formed at each of the points P and Q namely. Now here we are going to discuss what are these angles. We have 8 angles. What kind of angles it forms with the different pairs and with the different properties. Here such formed angles, if we take an example as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, at P 1, 2, 3, 4 and at Q 5, 6, 7, 8. There are total 8 angles. In these 8 angles, 4 are interior, 4 are exterior. Which angles are called exterior? The angles which lie outside of the two lines, like M and outside of M and outside of N, then those angles are called exterior angles. Like 1, 2, 7 and 8 in this example are exterior angles because they are out of these two lines. And which is in between two lines, the 4 angles in between two lines are called interior angles. In this example you can see 3, 4, 5 and 6 are called interior angles. You can see here the angles here. Here and here, these are exterior because they lie outside the M here and the outside the N here. So these both are exterior angles, 1, 2, 7, 8. And you can see the angles which are inside the two lines, these are interior angles. Now we classify these 8 angles in the following groups. The first group we call as corresponding angles. You can see in the figure 1, 5, 2, 6, 4, 8, 3, 7 they are corresponding angles. So what is the main property of a corresponding angles? The first thing is they are same side of a transversal. For example, you can see the transversal here, this is a transversal, and the same side means the 1 and angle 5, you can see they are same side of the transversal. And if you take 2 and 6, they are also same side of a transversal. The pair, the both angles are same side of a transversal. And the second property is they should have a different vertex. So angle 1 have a vertex P and angle 5 have a vertex Q. And the third property should be matched is one is interior, one is exterior. You can see 1 is exterior and 5 is interior. Now the three properties which holds for corresponding angles. If these three property matches, those angles are called as corresponding angles. The two angles must be same side of a transversal with a different vertex, and one is interior, one is exterior. Those angles said to be corresponding angles. Next we are going to discuss about alternative interior angles and alternative exterior angles. The angles, if both angles are exterior or interior, the pair of angles what you are taking, the both must be either interior or either exterior, and with a different vertex. For example, here 4 and 6, if you check, 4 having a P as a vertex and 6 having a Q as a vertex, and they both are interior, and either side of a transversal, those angles are called alternative angles. They are either side of a transversal with a different vertex. If both are interior, they are alternative interior angles. If both are exterior, they are alternative exterior angles. Now in this example, angle 4 and angle 6, angle 3 and angle 5, they are alternative interior because they both are interior. 3 and 6, 4 and 6 are interior, either side of a transversal with a different vertex. 3 and 5 both are interior, either side of a transversal with a different vertex. Alternative exterior angles. 1 and 7 both are exterior, either side of a transversal with a different vertex. So alternative interior and alternative exterior. Now next is interior angles on the same side of a transversal. If you see in this figure, 4 and 5, 3 and 6, you can see 4 and 5 and 3 and 6 are pair of angles the same side of a transversal. Those are called as co-interior angles or allied angles. And so on. So interior angles on the same side of a transversal are also referred to as consecutive interior angles or allied angles or co-interior angles. Now we are going to discuss if M and N are parallel. Now we have discussed names of the angles. A transversal forms of a line. We are going to discuss now what is the relation between the angles if M and N are parallel. Like we have corresponding angles, alternative interior, alternative exterior, co-interior. If M and N are parallel, what is the relation? First thing, if a transversal intersects two parallel lines, then each pair of corresponding angles is equal. So now here angle 1 equal to angle 5, angle 2 equal to angle 6, angle 4 equal to angle 8, angle 3 equal to angle 7. If a transversal intersects two lines such that a pair of corresponding angles are equal, then the two lines are parallel to each other. For example, if I don't know that M and N are parallel, but I have data that angle 1 equal to angle 5, I can say that M and N are parallel lines. If a transversal intersects two parallel lines, then each pair of alternative interior angles are equal. Now you can see alternative interior angles 4 and 6 and 3 and 5, they both are equal. 4 equal to 6 and 3 equal to 5. If a transversal intersects two lines such that a pair of alternative interior angles is equal, then the two lines are parallel. Here also, if the data given that angle 4 equal to angle 6, I can say that M is parallel to N. If a transversal intersects two parallel lines, then each pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal is supplementary. That is, co-interior angles are supplementary. Now you can see angle 4 plus angle 5 equal to 180, angle 3 plus angle 6 equal to 180. Simple thing. We can easily prove that angle 4 plus angle 5 equal to 180. All the theorems what I am discussed in this 11th point, they can be proved. We are going to discuss this in further videos, how to prove all these things. Now here I will tell you the simple example. 1 plus 4 equal to 180 because L is a straight line. 5 plus 8 5 plus 8 is equals to 180 because L is a straight line. And 4 plus 5 equal to 180. Why I am telling 4 plus 5 equal to 180? With the fifth postulate of Euclid says that if less than 180 of co-interior angles are less than 180, they intersect on the side. So if they are not less than 180, so they are not intersecting. If greater than 180, the opposite side will intersect. We can say that if it is equals to 180, then they are parallel lines, they will not intersect. If 4 and 5 equal to 180, automatically 3 and 6 also equal to 180. Here, therefore, M and N will be parallel. Making a fifth postulate, taking a fifth postulate, we can say that co-interior angles are 180 degrees if M and N are parallel. Same way, converse of it. If co-interior angles equals to 180, then M and N are parallel lines. If a transversal intersect two lines such that a pair of interior angles on the same side of the transversal is supplementary, then the two lines are parallel. Now, based on the first and second point of this 11th point, you can see based on the first and second point of the 11th point, I can prove that it's a 12th point. You can check it down. Lines parallel to the same line. If two lines are parallel to the same line, will they be parallel to each other? This is the question. Yes, I say that if M parallel to L and N also parallel to L, then automatically M and N are parallel. How? Now you can see given data is L parallel to M. Therefore, in this example, angle 1 equal to angle 2 because they are corresponding angles. Same way, L parallel to N, then angle 1 equal to angle 3 because they are corresponding angles. Now, angle 1 equal to 2 and angle 1 equal to 3. So, automatically angle 2 equal to 3. Things which are the same things equal to each other, some Euclid axiom is there. So, based on that axiom, things which are equal to the same things are equal to one another. Based on this axiom, we can say that angle 2 equal to angle 3. If pair of corresponding angles are equal, then the lines are parallel. So, therefore, M is parallel to N. Like that, we can show that if two lines are parallel to the same line, then the two lines will be parallel to each other. Now, in this chapter, the most important theorems are angle sum property of a triangle and exterior angle property of a triangle. The sum of the angles of a triangle is 180 degrees. Angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 equal to 180 degrees. Here in triangle PQR, the sum of the interior angles of a triangle is always equal to 180 degrees. If a side of a triangle is produced, then the exterior angle so formed is equals to the sum of two interior opposite angles. This is called as exterior angle property. You can see in this example PQR, QR is produced to S, it forms an angle 4. Angle 4 equal to opposite interior angles means it is 1 and 2. Angle 4 equal to sum of 1 and 2. That is angle 4 equal to 1 plus 2. So by this you can say that an exterior angle of a triangle is greater than either of its interior opposite angles because poles are greater than part. Based on that axiom you can say this. Thank you students, thank you for today. These are the main axioms and theorems what we have discussed today in this class, in this chapter. So in the next session we are going to start exercise 1. Thank you for today. Have a nice day.